Hello, welcome to the Foul Coast. I'm here at Blackpool South, just near the border of St Anne's. Come to some old haunting ground of mine where I used to live. I lived 20 odd years ago, well, about 20 years ago, for 4 years. So it's quite sunny here. You can see the sun reflected on my face, can't you? So, like I said, I'm here just to have a look around and have a little chat with you about some quite challenging time I had here at this part of neck of the woods. But it's a bit windy outside and I wanted to sort of chat as I went along, but we'll see how it goes anyway. And this sun is killing me. Ugh. I need to get out of this car. Let's go. So you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family and you can't choose your neighbours, can you? I've had some good neighbours and some not so good neighbours, really. I've had neighbours who've given me bottles of homemade wine. I've had neighbours who've been noisy playing music. I've had good neighbours and I've had aggressive neighbours. But my time here, this part of Blackpool, after my divorce, was quite strange. And it was a big change I had gone through at the time. I just got separated from my wife and I was going through divorce procedures, and it was quite tough really, having to deal with other things that were going on in the flat I had. So I got the 2-bedroom flat so that the kids could stay over 2 or 3 times a week. It's a bit more than I could afford, but it's quite a nice area, as you'll see as I move along here. And everything was pretty quiet to begin with. No problems at all. And then a lady moved in next to me, across from me. She was a nice lady. She was a single parent. Hear the seagulls, can you hear them? She was a single parent. She was okay, but I think she also had these guys who used to. She probably had 2 guys on the go, I think. I don't know, and they were quite, violent really. They had violent relationships, and there used to be a lot of fighting. One time, I heard a commotion outside. I had a little peephole. I could look through, see what was going on, and one was banging at the door. I think he had an hammer or something, and he was trying to get in. She was at the other side, trying to stop him with a knife. Crazy. But the problem was that the kids' bedroom was right near to the door, and I was concerned that they would be disturbed, really. But thankfully they weren't disturbed. The guys were, I saw them on the hallway occasionally. They seemed okay. They weren't rough, but they were, obviously not working with the relationship with her. Not long after, I woke to the sound of the doorbell ringing. Now I thought it was maybe one of these guys who used to see her, because he used to ring every bell before he'd get in. So I just assumed it was him ringing the bell again and again. But then it was like the small hours of the morning, it's like 2, 3 o'clock. And then anyway, my phone started ringing and it was the police saying, "Hi, do you know your car's on fire?" I'm like, "You're joking." He says, "No, come on outside, it's on fire." So the car was, sure enough, there was a fire engine out next to the car, having put it out. Fire inspectors were checking to see what had happened, and oh my god, the car was a write-off. I had to go and get another one. Insurance thankfully paid out. But yeah, it was a totally crazy time, and having to go through the changes I was going through with my divorce and having all the stress, lawyers. It was something I just didn't need really. And I was pretty sure it was one of the fellas who'd done it. Even I don't know why, but probably wasn't. In fact, certainly surely wasn't. But it was on my mind, and I think if anybody's been a victim of a crime, they get unnerved for a while, and I was quite frightened in the flat for a good while, thinking someone was out to get me. But yeah, so she moved out anyway, and all was quiet for a while. Thankfully, the neighbours and the rest of the place were really nice. The guys upstairs, the guy and the lady upstairs are really nice. The lady downstairs is nice but quiet. But after a while, I was aware of this sort of smell. I don't know what it was, and I chatted to the guy upstairs, and we thought, is it some kind of sewage going on? Because it did really stink like bad sewage. And anyway, after a while, I heard quite a commotion from downstairs. I looked out the window, I saw there was a police car outside. They had a small battering ram, so they were breaking into the flat downstairs. Thankfully, the kids weren't there that night, really, so they didn't have to witness that. But as it transpired, the lady from downstairs had passed away, and the body had obviously lain there for quite a while, which sadly was the smell that we detected. So, like I said, it was a nice flat with a nice view. I'll show you the view in a minute. And anyway, moved out after 4 years, and then got a house with 3 bedrooms, so the kids could have their own room. But let's go and have a look at that view, shall we? It's pretty impressive. There you go. A glitter ball in the distance there. Some fishermen. Like I said, challenging time for me, and another example how you do come through the other end of these sort of situations, and yeah, so, and you have to adapt to that change of the situation. But yeah, thanks for watching again. Bye now.